On the eve of the 2016 NBA Draft, two former Kentucky Wildcats will fulfill both their American and basketball dreams by playing across their respective borders. The border war streak continues for the number 8 Washington Huskies after defeating the number 20 Oregon Ducks on Friday at Matthew Knight Arena, continuing a streak that's lasted since 2012. The third-ranked Oregon Ducks softball team went back-to-back, and another back, clinching their fourth straight Pac-12 title on Thursday against the Utah Utes, beating them 5-1. Thanks to one of the top recruiting classes in the nation coming into the season, the Oregon women's basketball team defeated the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners 77-62 here at Matthew Knight Arena. The Ducks will now turn its attention to a different kind of Roadrunner, University of Texas San Antonio Roadrunners, on Sunday. Reporting from Matthew Knight Arena with Duck TV Sports, I'm Dyuce Woodson. Welcome to Duck TV for 3. I'm Dyuce Woodson, where in 3 minutes we wrap up the weekend in Oregon athletics. The fall sports had senior days, and the basketball teams are tipping off. Starting with football, the bowl eligibility door closed on the Ducks this past Saturday after a 52-27 defeat to the Stanford Cardinal. The Ducks' defense was non-existent through the first 3 quarters. Stanford's Christian McCaffrey ran for 135 yards on 17 carries and met the end zone 3 times. But hey, at least Royce Freeman got things going, rushing for 111 yards and a touchdown. Volleyball also had a senior day. In the team's final home game against the Utah Utes and Colorado Buffaloes, Utah came out the victor 3-1, but the Ducks were able to bounce back, defeating the Colorado Buffaloes 3-1 the following night. Senior libero Amanda Benson became the second player in school history to pass the 2,000 dig mark, AB2K. This upcoming week, the Ducks will take its talents down to Southern California to take on the UCLA Bruins and USC Trojans. Volleyball wasn't the only sport played at Matthew Knight Arena this week. The men's basketball team started its season defeating the Northwest Christian Beacons 86-51 in an exhibition game on Monday, and on Veterans Day Friday, the Ducks defeated the Army Black Knights 91-77. Oregon will travel to Waco, Texas to take on the Baylor Bears on Tuesday. Afterwards, the Ducks will take on the Valparaiso Crusaders back home on Thursday. And finally, women's basketball started its season with an 84-67 victory over the Lamar Cardinals. Oregon guard Lexi Bando scored 20 points and hit 6 of her 7 three-pointers on Sunday, giving a new meaning to hitting the Bando. This upcoming Friday, the Ducks will take on the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners at Matt Knight. And now with football, volleyball, and basketball all in the books this week, let's take a look at the top 5 highlights from this past weekend. Number 5. Jordan Bell playing the perimeter out here with the monstrous block against the Black Knights. Bell had himself a block party, having 6 blocks in the game. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays out for the rest of the season. And number 4, August Rasky and Casey Nady are the building blocks to that great wall, and they proved it right here with this block against the Buffaloes. Nothing's getting past them, ever. And number 3, speaking of great blocks, from the true freshman Peyton Pritchard with the chase down block against the Black Knights, giving his best LeBron James impression right there. This has been the year of the true freshman. And number 2, Royce Freeman was the only bright spot against Stanford on Saturday with the 37-yard run right here, just coming up short of the end zone. He punched it in a couple plays later. Oof, this game was rough. And the number 1 play. Remember Peyton Pritchard? Well, Pritchard steals the ball and dribbles up court just to find Jordan Bell going all the way up for the alley-oop. What a game right there. And with that, from Allen Hall Studios, I'm Dyuce Woodson saying thanks for watching and peace out. Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Dyuce Woodson.
Sun Devils.
Yes, Sun Devils. The Oregon volleyball team will head back to Matthew Knight Arena for a 2-game homestand against the Arizona schools. The Ducks will start things off against the Arizona Wildcats on Friday and will wrap things up against the Arizona State Sun Devils on Sunday. Oregon is coming off back-to-back wins over Utah and Colorado after dropping 2 straight to the LA schools. In the Pac-12 standings, the Pacific Northwest schools, with the exception of Oregon State, are all vying for a chance to lead the pack. After a 2-week hiatus at Autzen Stadium, the football team will head back home to take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. The Ducks hope to repeat last year's magic against the Sun Devils, winning in triple overtime in Tempe. Going into Halloween weekend, the Ducks appear as though magic will be needed to not only break a 5-game losing streak, but to even be bowl eligible. Before we go to news, we want to leave you with some highlights from Oregon soccer's bounce back weekend. All right, number 5 from the Arizona game, the front flip throw-in right here.
Wow,
Boom.
look at that.
Oh, yeah. That happens in women's soccer, but it's still impressive every time it happens. And number 3, Bailey Burner burns the Arizona State defense right here. Soccer team's kicking like Luke Kane this weekend. Proves it right there with the diving goal.
Nice. But Abby Moreau still manages to score a rebound.
Yeah, the soccer team looks like they was playing basketball out there with that kind of rebound.
Yep.
And number 1, Maureen Bueller, new Duck TV sports reporter here, gets the diving goal right there, top right corner, only goal scored in the Arizona game on Thursday. Now, she's new, like I said, new sports reporter, the most athletic person on the staff.
I definitely agree with that.
And that wraps up this week's sports segment. And on Facebook, also check out our website for more Oregon sports news. I'm Dyuce Woodson. The 3 most popular sports at the University of Oregon, football, men's basketball, and track and field, have the highest percentage of black student athletes on their respective teams. However, those percentages don't correlate with the overall university, and some student athletes think it's even more alienating. Combining the total number of players on the 3 teams mentioned earlier, there are roughly 217 student athletes. Of the 217, 39% are black. The percentage might not seem that high. However, considering the overall U of O student body, black students make up just under 2% of the 24,000 plus students. We talked to a football player who wished to be kept anonymous, and he said, "I get asked all the time if I'm a football player, even when I'm not wearing anything football related. This kind of questioning isn't limited to just athletes either."
People would literally try to convince me that I was on the team.
Senior advertising major Isaac Bell is not and has never been an athlete for the school. However, he says he was mistaken for an athlete throughout his entire first year of school.
After a whole year, like, y'all should know I'm not on the team. And this isn't just students, this is faculty as well.
Bell believes with the prominence of athletics mixed with the lack of black students, it creates a racist implication.
When you create a reputation and you're telling people that you're a diverse university in that sense, especially when you're trying to get more black people, by having that disproportionality, you're telling people who are black, don't come here unless you're playing sports.
Bell and the anonymous player both agree hiring more black professors and changing a racist past is a step in the right direction towards trying to increase the black student body population. They also agree that the university is still far from where many would expect. After many months of consideration, the U of O changed the name from Dunn Hall to Cedar Hall, named after Frederick Dunn, who was a former active member of the KKK. Now, with Dee Dee Hall's name up for consideration as well, it could show the U of O is attempting to have not only a more inclusive environment for black students, but black student athletes as well. Reporting from Cedar Hall with Duck TV Sports, I'm Dyuce Woodson. Back to you at the desk.